This is how I made college history. But it's not really in the way you think, you know? Back in 2019, I did my Leaving Cert. I finished secondary school.
That sounds nice.
Nice.
I went on to do a PLC in Ballyfermot.
I'm a little bit bored of my course already.
And then I dropped out of that, so yeah, that didn't go great. But yeah, I was there from 2019 September to about January of 2020. So guys, I hope you can see the fright in my eyes. I just told her that I was recording a video for my mom. Then in March, obviously, the COVID pandemic happened, and then nothing was happening for a while.
I'm going insane.
I started a new course at the end of 2020, and this is where it gets interesting. Obviously, I didn't complete my PLC, so I used my Leaving Cert points, the last little bit of them I had, to sign up for this new course. Yeah, my first year was online, obviously, because it was during the pandemic while I signed up, so, you know, that was great. I loved every minute of that. Online was just... The thing is about doing your course online is that you get 100% in everything. I got an all A's, everything A. I got a first class honours, a 1-1. I got the best of everything.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
I used to wake up and just go back to sleep and not even go to lectures. I would wake up after being on the call for 3 hours, right? And the teacher would be like, oh my god, Cian, are you okay? Like, do you want to ask any questions? And I'd just leave. I was like, I didn't know. I fell asleep. I didn't mean to stay. I wasn't staying around to be academic.
Time to be an academic weapon. An academic lethal weapon.
But yeah, obviously doing the course online was very easy. I liked that. Wake up, do whatever I want. I used to drive around, practice lessons with my mum in my car while driving around with my laptop in the back just playing stuff. Bring back college during COVID. Bring back COVID. Bring it back. Bring it back. But yeah, then after that we did all our online stuff. Then it was into year 2. That went fine. I applied myself nice and good. Applied myself great. I was applying myself as much as you'd apply a plaster to a cut, you know? As much as you'd apply aloe vera to sunburnt skin. As much as you'd apply 2 + 2. Subtract. Apply. But then we came out of lockdown. We were sent into the college for the first time ever. My first time ever being on the campus, and I'm in second year, semester 2 of college. So I'm really into it. I'm in it. You know, I'm only doing 3 years, so I'm proper in this course. You know, I'm in my second year last semester. And we go about our stuff, you know, I'm doing okay in some subjects, I'm doing horrible in other subjects. And then we get to the end of the year. I do my May exams, everything's going grand, everything's fresh, everything's grand. Like, I'm actually grand, I'm floating. I'm just floating around, like, nothing's happening. Fine. August, I get my results. In the first semester, I did fail at something. But if you get enough A's, it kind of compensates. I got enough A's, but only compensated one thing. The other 2 things, I did fail. No, they were the only things that I didn't actually have to do a test in, which makes sense because it's the ones that you actually have to be there for. Do you know what I'm saying? The other ones you can kind of make up stuff. This one, not so much. One of them was at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. Like, give me a break. Haven't woke up at 9 o'clock in 3 years, right? Since my Leaving Cert, I haven't woke up at 9 o'clock. Are you serious? And you expect me to come in here and apply myself? Yeah, that's fair enough. I probably should have. Now, summer happens. I'm off doing my business. I don't care about college, right? Halfway through summer and I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard anything. I don't really know what's going to happen. Do I have to repeat these modules? Do I have to repeat second year? What's going on? Am I going into third year? But then I went on holiday and I get an email saying, just so you know, just a reminder, just a little reminder that the repeat exams for these 2 subjects, you could just repeat the exams and then you're fine. Move on to year 3. I was sunbathing getting this email. So I check and it says tomorrow. So I emailed him and I said, hello, I'm not going to be able to make this. What are my other options? And he said, I'm away on summer leave. Leave me alone, basically. So I said, alright, grand. Emailed the other teacher that I had a subject in. No reply. Then the first teacher that I emailed, I texted him again. I said, mate, will you just let me know? And he said, hello, Cian. Basically, if you want to, you can just repeat this subject in year 3. So I was like, oh, fresh. I didn't go to the classes anyway, so even if I did the repeat exam, I wouldn't pass because I'd rather just do the whole subject again for the 3 months or whatever and then do a test again and pass because it actually made more sense to just repeat the module. Then I can apply myself, you know? Then a month goes by, I start getting emails, oh, here's your college timetable for year 3, here's your, you know, the things you have to do. Then my group chat's popping off saying we're going back to college, blah blah blah. I'm logging into everything, getting past all the systems, logging in. I get my timetable, I go to college. Basically my mom wanted me to get a letter just to say that I'm registered in the college. I was looking for that, I was trying my best. This is where the story gets interesting, and this is how I made college history, right? So, I start college in September. I'm just going about my business like nothing's happening. I don't know if I'm registered. I don't know what's going on. There's little talks in my class, like maybe you aren't, maybe you are. Like, it's probably fine because if you got all the timetable stuff and emails, like, you probably are registered. And all the teachers, I mean, all of them had my name on the attendance. Like, when I went to class, they were like, Cian, and I was like, yeah. So, I just assumed everything was dandy, fresh, smooth, no problem. Everything's going alright. Basically, the first sign of something bad happening, nobody was replying to me. I was trying my best to email everybody and nothing was happening. One of the days in college, this is what happened. I emailed saying, who do I go to in my college about figuring this out? And they said, oh, just go to the student services place. Grand. This thing opens 12 to 1 or something, like something weird. And my classes that morning, I think I was like done my first class at like 11 and this opened at 1. I don't know what was going on, but I basically waited 2 hours. I went up to him finally after 2 hours and I said, I just want help, a little bit of help. And he said, just email there. Same email that I emailed that told me to come here. So I emailed that email and said, hello, I waited there for 2 hours, what's the story? And just nothing. They just didn't email me back. So I thought, right, maybe it's the wrong email. Maybe I'm emailing the wrong person. Maybe my email just isn't working. So I switched email, emailed again, nothing. So I just didn't know what was going on. Here is where I finally figure out what's going on. So I email and I say, look, I've been emailing for weeks, months, to no avail. Nothing's happening. Nobody's saying anything to me. They basically said, hello Cian, we see that you need to repeat 2 modules. Just pay them and we'll register you. I was like, oh, perfect. Just pay that, you know? So I checked and I had to pay 500 something euro for my repeats. Fresh, no problem. Just throw that in there. So that took me about a week or 2 and then I paid that. Then I emailed that same person who told me to do that and I said, hello, I paid my fees, what's the story now? About a week goes by, no reply. You know in Gmail when it pops up saying that they haven't replied 7 days ago or something, it was like that. Then I get a letter from Susie Grant, a college grant. They said to me, basically, you lost your grant. And I said, well, that's great, what's going on now? I kind of just started ignoring it. I ignored it for about 4 days and I was on midterm at this time during Halloween. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to email that person back, but I'm also just going to CC the head of department.
You were hard showing up.
Because it's something about just emailing the person who's in charge of them that gets them really afraid. So I was like, grand, I'll just do that and I'll finally get a reply. This is where it just goes downhill really quickly. I emailed him yesterday. After I finished college, I emailed him, strongly worded email. I was sending everything. Like I was talking about how I haven't got any replies, blah blah blah, and I'm losing all my stuff. And he came back to me and he was very confused and he kept asking more information and more information and we were kind of getting somewhere but not really. Then he just emailed me and said, Cian, we need to talk ASAP. And I said, no, I don't want to. What does that mean? What do you mean ASAP? What does that mean? This is scary. So this morning, 10 a.m, he sets up the meeting. This is another thing. Couldn't find his office anywhere. Could not find it. I asked like 3 people. Basically what I'm trying to say is my college just didn't help me, really. I'm not blaming them. I have to take some responsibility. But like they really are bad. They're worse than like all them girls I texted when I was 12. Like they just do not reply. But yeah, they're very bad at replying, at communication, whatever. So I was like, grand, this is a meeting. Finally, I'll get to actually talk to someone in person and finally discuss it and figure it out. So I go in, I sit down, and he says, you're TikTok famous, aren't you? And I was like, what's this fella talking about? Am I going to get a job here? This is going to be something great. Like, is he going to say to me, you know what, since you have 1 or 2 followers on TikTok, I'll let you away with it or do something. Obviously I didn't think that. I just thought it's a bit weird. So I sit down, I started talking to him. He was talking to me about my production company, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, brand deals, advertising, all that stuff. I'm still processing it till right now. I'm recording it the night after this has happened. I don't even know what happened really. Basically he said, I'm going to be honest, Cian, you're not in 3rd year. You shouldn't have been here and that you've basically wasted all your time. I've been going to college from September 17th till now for no reason. Like it was literally all a waste of time. And he said to me, what you were doing was actually against college rules and that I'm going to have to email all your lecturers and that if you come back in again, you're not allowed basically. I'll just have to tell you to skedaddle. I was sitting there and I said, this is great, yeah. I'm after being here for 2 months for no reason. I'm in my final year. Now you're telling me I have to go back to 2nd year. I didn't want to be registered. I was just coming here to learn. You know, is that okay? Can I just learn? He basically said to me, you have a few options, right? He said you can just leave now and never come back, basically. You can repeat the modules next February and then leave and get a level 6. And then he said after that, then you can do your 3rd year again if you want. He said out of all the people who have come into his office this year, he said that I have the most potential. Subscribe and make him right. He basically said that I know you're not motivated and he said like obviously you can go into 3rd year. He kind of insinuated that I should just repeat the 2 things and then just leave, do my business full time. And then he said out of all his years of teaching, he said he's never heard the likes of it and he said this has never happened before. And that's how today, this morning at 10 a.m, I made college history. If you want to subscribe and get this thing going so he can be proved right that I have a lot of potential and I should just do this full time, that'd be great.